what's up guys? Learning with Rich here. In this video, we are now going to learn how to create a system piping in Revit Mep. Okay, so last video we have learned how to edit and modify, create your ductwork. So this time around, we are going to move on to the HVAC system piping. So as you can see, this is the exercise file. Again, if you want to have the file, so you just comment your email address to the comment section below, and I'll be sending you the exercise file so that you'll be able to follow what I'm doing in this video. Alright, so system piping is a 3D representation of the sections of pipe to be used in a building mechanical systems. So pipe fittings are 3D representations of the connections and transitions among various sections of a pipe. Okay, so pipe systems are, it's a collection of piping and pipe fittings that are used to create piping of a particular type or for a particular purpose. So when placing the pipe of a given pipe system, the pipe fittings use the pipe family's type specified in the type properties of that system are automatically inserted to create the piping run. So if you are going to go to the Systems tab, I know I already discussed this on the earlier videos, but if you're going to click the mechanical settings, here you can see the pipe settings. Okay, so this is the pipe settings that you can change the property, and there's the angle. Then you also have the conversions. Okay, so if you want to automate your piping, so this is the default settings of the pipe that you will be creating. For example, for hydraulic supply, for return, for domestic water, for sanitary, okay, for fire protection. So this is where you set up the type of the pipe that you will be using when you do the creation of the piping. Okay, so just like your HVAC, your ducting, you also have methods for pipe sizing here. So the pipe sizing methods are based on velocity, friction, or a combination of the two quantities. I'm going to show you that in a minute in this exercise. Okay, so I'm just saying that same with your ducting, you also have pipe sizing. Okay. Alright, so let's do this exercise. So in this exercise, we're going to create a piping system, hydronic return to be specific. So we are going to place an air-cooled chiller outside the basement. So as you can see in this exercise, there's already the location of our chiller. And then this chiller will discharge to the base mounted pump that we are going to place later on, which will circulate the chilled water throughout the building. So what we're going to do in this exercise is we're going to place mechanical equipment, we're going to create the hydronic return system layout, and then after doing it automatically, we're going to edit the system properties, and let's try to size the piping system. Okay, so let's do by inserting, or let's start by inserting first the chiller. So here, there's the chiller insertion point. So I want you guys to go to the Systems tab, and then you go to the Mechanical Equipment. And then from the Properties, okay, so the chiller is already selected. Okay, so if not, just click the drop-down arrow here, the type selector, and then look for the air-cooled chiller. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the space bar 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, because if you press the space bar, it will rotate the element or the equipment. And then I'm now going to place it here at the insertion point. So I'm going to place it there. And there you go. Okay, so while the mechanical equipment tool is still active, so let's change it. So this time around, so let's look for base mounted pump. This one. Model 4x6. Let's click that. And then we are going to place it here. So I'm going to press the space bar a couple of times. 1, 2, or 3 times. 3. Okay, and then I'm gonna place it here. There you go. Right. And then let's now select modify to terminate the tool. There you go. Okay, so maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the align tool. So there's the align tool. I'm going to align it to this. Okay, there you go. So it's now aligned. All right, so it's now aligned. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create now a system. So the creation of system is the same as the way we create our HVAC system. So this time we're going to create hydronic return system. So to do that, I'm going to select the AHU coil here. So I have one coil here. So I'm going to select the element that I want to be part of the system. So I'm going to hold control to select the other coil. Okay, and then after that, from the create systems, you can see that you have duct here and then piping. So the reason why you have two systems here, it's because of the connector. So the coils that we just selected, it contains two connectors. Connector for duct and then connector for piping. That's why you have two systems here that you can create because of the connectors that is present to the coil. But for this one, instead of creating a duct system, I'm going to select piping. So I'm going to select piping. And then here you can specify the name. So let's say I'm going to put here CHWR. So let's say that's my chilled water return. And then let's open up the, oh, okay, for the system type, let's make sure this is hydronic return. Okay, so the reason why you have several system type here on the system type drop down, because again, the coil that we have selected, it contains several connectors for the piping system. So one has the return, one has the supply, and one has other type of system. That's why you are seeing here three system type. Anyway, I just select the hydronic return, and then I just put CHWR for chilled water return, and then I would like to open the system editor, and then I select OK. So it will now open the system editor. Okay, and then after that, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select equipment. Okay, I want to select the equipment for this system. So I'm going to select equipment, and then I would like to select the chiller. Okay, so select the chiller. There you go. So as you can see, we now have a system here. It contains two elements. Okay, and then we have one equipment. So I'm going to select finish editing system. There you go. Right? So if I'm going to hover my pointer to the chiller and then press tab, you can see that it highlights, if you click, it highlights now all the elements that is part of that system. Right? Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of the coil, okay, that is part of the system. So let's say I'm going to select the upper AHU coil here. So I'm going to select this, and just like your ducting, you also have layout panel here that says generate layout. Okay, so I'm going to select generate layout, just click that one, and there you go. So there's now the layout for the piping. So the solution here is network by default. So you have 5 solution, right? So you have 5 solution, and then you also have here perimeter. So there's the perimeter. Again, you have here how many solutions. So you have 5 solution, and then you also have intersection. So you have 2 solutions for intersection. Okay, so now for this one, what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use network, and then let me try. Okay, so I'll try 4 of 5. Okay, so 4 of 5. So the blue one here, that's your main pipe, and then the green one, that is your uh, branch pipe. Okay, now if you want to edit the location of your pipe here, what you can do is you can select here edit layout. You can click that one, Okay, if you click that, you will be able to select the line here, the pipe, and then you will be able to move that just like that. See, you can drag. Okay, you can drag that. So let's say I'm just going to put it here. Okay, so let's say for this one, I'm going to click that, and then there's the move icon, so I can drag that if I want. Okay, so you can use the edit layout tool here to change the positioning of your piping. Okay, and then you can also go back again to solutions if you want. Okay, now you notice that it becomes custom because we already edit the layout. Okay, which is not a problem. Okay, now after that, so let us now finish the layout. Okay, so I'm going to select finish layout. So let's click this one and let's see what happens. There you go. Okay, so there's now your piping. So if I go to the project browser, so there is a 3D view here. So I'm going to open the 3D view, and then this is now how it looks like. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to edit the layout. So after we learn how to generate, so let us try to learn how to create and edit our piping layout. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 1-mech floor plan, and then I'm going to click. Oh, how about I'll just open this one, mech piping. Okay, so the mech piping system, and then I'm going to close 1-mech, and then I'm going to use style views so I can see the other views here, the 3D view. Okay, this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I want to edit the piping system properties. So I want to connect the piping to our base mounted pump here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here, and then I'm going to use split tool. So from the modify, so I'm going to use the split tool. Why? Because I want to edit the piping. So I'm going to select the split, and then I'm going to make sure that delete inner segment here is checked, and then I'm going to start to split here, and then let's say somewhere here. There you go. So it's now split. There you go. In 3D view, it's already split. Okay, you basically break the pipe and remove the inner segment. So I'm going to delete this one, the coupling. I don't need that, so select that and then delete, and then select that coupling and then delete. Okay, so we don't need that. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click the pipe, or maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a section. Or okay, so not create section, but I'll just click this pipe here. Okay, I'm going to select draw pipe, and then I can actually connect here. Okay, so I think it's not aligned here because as you can see, if I click this and then if I right click and then draw the pipe, as you can see, it's not connecting, right? Okay, so it's because our pipe is not aligned to that center of our pump. So that's why what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it. So I'm going to use the AL command, the align tool. Or maybe I'm just going to select this pump here, and then I'm going to right click that, and then I'm going to draw pipe. Okay, and then make sure on the properties that that is a hydronic return. Okay, and then before you pick your point, okay, so make sure you specify the elevation. Okay, so you specify the elevation. So let's say I'm gonna make it 9 feet. Enter. So that is the height of my pipe, and then I'm going to create a short segment here. Okay, just create a short segment, and there you go, and then modify. Okay, as you can see here in 3D view, it creates now our pipe here. Okay, now I'm going to change the view here to 1-mech, then close that system. Okay, why is it on wireframe? Okay, there you go. All right, and then I'm going to align just to make sure that this pipe and then this pipe here is aligned. So I'm going to use the align tool, align. So I'm gonna uh, tap, click, and then hover your pointer here, click. Okay, there you go. So it's now aligned. Right now, so let us now connect this. So I'm gonna click that. Then I'm going to drag that to connect to that pipe. There you go. So it's now connected here. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is, you see this portion here of our pump. So I'm going to create a short segment of pipe here and then draw up because I want to connect this pipe to that connection. Okay, so same procedure. I'm going to select this pump. Okay, I'm going to right click that, draw pipe. Okay, and then I'm going to change the size. So let's say I'll just select 4 inches again, and then I'm going to select a short I'm going to pick a short segment, and then I'm going to change the elevation. So let's say 9 feet as well, and then I'm going to pick another point here to create that one, and then modify to terminate. There you go. So this is now how it looks like. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to align now this pipe to this pipe. Okay, so let's do this. Let's align. So use the align tool, click the center of that pipe and then the center of this pipe to align. There you go. So let's check that out in the 3D view. So they are now aligned, and then they are not yet connected properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this pipe here and then pick that connector. There you go. So it's now properly connected. Right? Okay, so basically that's how you modify your pipe. So you can use the split tool, you can use align, you can use copy, you can use move, you can use rotate or mirror. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to size the piping. Okay, so here on our floor plan, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into my chiller area here. Okay, alright, and then let's say I'm gonna click this vertical riser here. Oh, not that one. It should be on here on the chiller. So in the 3D view, I'll just click the vertical riser. And then let me just move this to the left side. So I'm gonna pick the base point here and then move that to the left. So let's say 1000. What happened? So I click this. Let's try to move. It's not moving. Oh, sorry, not 1000, but 2 feet. Okay, because I'm thinking millimeters, so it should be just 2 feet. There you go. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to hover my pointer again to the pipe. So let's hover our pointer, press tab, and then after that you click. Okay, and then just like your ducting, you'll be able to see here duct pipe sizing. Okay, so let me repeat again. So you hover your pointer to that elbow and then press tab. So it will highlight a connection. So once it highlights the network, the pipe network, so you click. And then after that, you see the analysis panel here. There's the duct pipe sizing. So just click that one. There you go. And then after that, so I'm going to use here velocity. So it's basically the same as ducting. Okay, but for the pipe you only have friction and velocity. So when you say friction, a pipe is sized based on the allowable friction as specified in our pipe sizing dialog. So if you select friction, so it's based here. Okay, now the other one is velocity. So pipe size is based on the velocity specified here on our sizing method. And then you also have only and or. Okay? So it's the same as your uh, ducting. So if you select velocity and friction, so meaning a pipe is sized to meet both the velocity and then the allowable friction specified in the pipe sizing dialog box. So if you're going to select velocity or, a pipe is sized to meet the velocity or allowable friction as specified here on our pipe sizing dialog box. The other one is only, that one is self-explanatory. Okay? So that one. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use velocity here using 4 FPS. And then I'll just use the default settings. Okay? So I'm just going to select OK. And that's it. There you go. So it's now properly sized. So it's now automatically sized. There you go. Oops, cancel. There you go. All right. So it's now pipe sized automatically. So basically, this is our exercise for creating a chilled water return system piping. So it's not that difficult. It's just the same as doing your ducting. Okay? So hopefully you learned something from this video. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, or you want the exercise file, you can put it on the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.